In the depths of the forest, there lives a rare and elusive creature which only emerges from its den once every 4 years, on the 29th of February. This is the leap year yogi. As the sun rises, it wakes from its long slumber, reacquainting with the familiar ambiance of the forest. It stretches its stiffened limbs in preparation for an eventful day ahead. As if guided by ancient instinct, it ventures forth out of its cozy home towards a rather unique calling. Crucial to the success of its journey ahead, the yogi must align body and mind through its tradition of Adho meditation. When the time comes to venture onward, the reclusive yogi sets out on a lengthy pilgrimage across the forests to a particular clearing. This secret space is where the leap year yogi will perform its sacred ritual of movement, as it has done so every 29th of February for as long as it can remember. Upon reaching its long-awaited destination in the far reaches of the forest, the yogi wastes no time in preparing the earth for its ritual. As if guided by a map to a hidden treasure, it uncovers the very mat it buried here 4 long years ago. Watch now as we observe, or perhaps participate in, the incredible display of the leap year yogi's sacred ritual of movement.
Hi friends, glad you're here. If you're new here, welcome to Rise Up Yoga. I'm Ashley. For each of you, today is your lucky day. We're in a rare moment in time of this leap day portal, which happens only once every 4 years. This extra day is added for us to realign with our cycles around the sun. I see it as an opportunity to leap through this rare, magical, normally hidden portal to realign with our bigger picture dreams. Even if you're watching this flow months or years down the line, this energy is still available to you as it's being created in this portal. The life that you've been envisioning, your biggest dreams and greatest manifestations are here for you, and you have this really powerful portal to support that. So if you're ready to take the leap, come into a kneeling position. So as you arrive into this kneeling position, start to invite your knees about as wide as the mat, or if you're not using your mat, a little bit wider than your hips. Your toes will meet at the center. Start to slide your right hand behind you. You can either tent your fingers or you can place your palm firmly on the earth. On an inhale, lift your hips to the sky, reach your left fingertips overhead, so really extending from knees all the way to fingers. Your head can drop back as much as feels available to you. And then on an exhale, lower all the way down. We'll take it to the other side. Left palm can reach behind you. Hips lift and right fingertips extend. See if you can press your hips up just a little bit more, so we're inviting this expansiveness into our bodies and mind. And then on an exhale, lower it all the way down. One more time, bring both of your hands behind you, tented or palms on the earth. Inhale, lift your hips, let your head soften back. Again, just to the space that feels available to you. On an exhale, lower your knees, or your hips, all the way down. Bring your knees back into center. Bring your palms to meet on the mat. And then tuck your toes behind you. So sort of like a little toe squat here. And we're going to take it into a rabbit. So you'll bring the very top of your head down to the earth or the mat. Let it fully rest there, pressing firmly into the top of your head. And then you can let your hands stretch back either to your ankles, heels, or big toes. Once you arrive there, let your hips lift all the way up to the sky. And just take a few breaths here.
Letting your back expand on every inhale. And your body softens on every exhale. And bunnies and rabbits are really a sign of abundance and fertility. So let's just use some of that energy to move towards those big goals and dreams. On an exhale, lower your hips down towards the earth, bring your palms underneath you, and just come into this full toe squat, either sitting here with your palms forwards or resting them on top of your thighs. Relax your shoulders, bring your hands to your heart. And then we're going to find a little leap here, reaching one knee up and then the other. So finding this balance, you can always even bring your hands by your side to assist with your knees lifting. And just hang out here, really letting that stretch deepen in your ankles. Take a loving breath in and loving breath out. Bring your palms onto the earth. Keep your knees lifted at this point. Walk your hands towards the top of your mat. And then you can play with leaping your feet towards the back of your mat. Come into a high plank. Keep pressing back into your heels. Really create this strength in your body. On your next exhale, flip onto the tops of your feet. So really getting that counter stretch in the ankles. And then start to pull your pelvis towards the earth. Heart space will open forwards, come into an upward facing dog. Maybe take a look up towards the sky. And then on an exhale, reach your hips nice and high, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths to just explore. Start to find a really generous bend in your knees. Take a look forwards in between your hands and then hop or leap to the very middle of your mat. Find a forward fold at the middle of your mat. Let your chin relax. Let your body just hang out. A few rounds of nourishing breaths. And deep bend through your knees. Inhale, let's rise all the way up. As you lift, you can let your shoulders relax down your back. Your head will be the last to rise. Really find the strength in your Tadasana. On an inhale, sweep your arms out to either side. Lift them all the way up. Root to rise, expansion. Heart space opens towards the sky. Exhale, hands can come down towards your heart. Start to bring your weight into your left foot. As you fully plant there, on an inhale, reach your right heel back in space. So just hopping that foot up. Come into your warrior 3. So as much as you can reach that right heel up, try to challenge yourself even a little bit. Reaching your chest towards the earth, and then stretch your arms out in front of you. Really try to embody this expansiveness from heels to fingertips. On an exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest. Try to stay balanced through this whole movement. So moving gracefully. Toes are flexed towards your face. You got this. On an inhale, press your right foot forward. So try to lengthen out, straighten out through your right leg. Point your toes forwards. Flex them towards your face. And then we're going to play here with a leap. Another leap here through this little portal. Start to reach your right foot down towards the earth and then hop your left foot in the sky. Start to rotate your torso all the way down towards the earth. Bring your forehead towards your knee for your standing half splits. Take a few breaths. Try to get any more lift in your left heel, any more reach of your forehead towards your knee. You'll have a chance for another hop on the other side, so know that that is available. And then lower your left foot all the way down. Take it into a pyramid pose. So your hips are squared towards the top of the mat. Let your forehead continue to reach towards your knee. Loving inhale and loving exhale. Bring your hands down towards the earth. Travel your left foot back in space and reach your pelvis towards the earth, coming into this low lunge with your knee lifted. Take a look forwards. So looking forwards, shoulders drop back. Plant your palms firmly, and then here you can play with another little leap, switching your feet in space. So left foot will come forward, right foot will come back. 1, 2, 3, hop, and take it into that low lunge. Once you feel grounded there, slide your left foot all the way back. Take it into your plank, engage your core. Flip onto the tops of your feet. And then lower your hips, come into your upward facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. And deep bend in your knees on an inhale. Take that look forwards and then play with leaping to the middle of your mat, forward fold. This time, if you want to take any little movements to each side, find that fluidity in your body. On your next inhale, let's rise. Slowly rolling up, fingertips outstretched towards the sky, slight back bend. Exhale, lower your hands down towards your heart. Bring your weight into your front foot, or your right foot, excuse me. Hang out there, and then when you're ready to take that little movement of your left heel flying to the sky, let your torso come parallel to the earth, if that's available to you. Otherwise, just hang out, lifting your toes up and off the mat. Just let this be a practice. So it doesn't need to be perfect. So you can have a little fun with it. On an inhale, lift your left knee into your chest. So 90-degree angle with that left leg. And then start to straighten out your left foot forwards. Try to reach those toes up, up, up to the sky. And then on an exhale, we'll try that hop once more. So we're hopping the left foot forward, coming into a standing half splits. And then reach your hands down towards the earth. Lift your right heel. 2 breaths here. Try to lift your right heel even higher. And then on an exhale, lower your right foot. Take it into your pyramid. 2 breaths. Even if your fingertips are lifting in the sky, that works as well. Just notice on what feels right for your body. Start to travel your right foot back in space. Bring your hips nice and low into your low lunge. Plant your palms firmly on the earth. If you're ready to take that switch of your feet, go when you're ready. And then once you found ground there, right foot can meet your left, high plank. Again, tuck your toes, come into your upward facing dog. In your up dog, really pressing your palms into the earth. So as if you're trying to press the earth away from you, that's going to create more space in your shoulders. And then on an exhale, hips lift to the sky, downward facing dog. This time, let's start to bend deeply through the knees, take a look forwards, and work on traveling all the way towards the top of your mat with a big leap, either 1 foot at a time or 2 at a time. Come into that forward fold. On an inhale, we'll rise. Slight back bend as you lift into your Urdhva Hastasana. On an exhale, hands can come down towards your heart. Let's take it into a chair variation. So our Utkatasana, feet are about hip width distance. Start to bend through your knees and bring your hips low. Take a look down towards the earth in front of you. We're gonna zhuzh up this chair pose by reaching one heel up and then the other. And then we're going to make it a little kangaroo. So bring your hands out in front of you. Have a little fun with your imagination here. If you want to hop around, you can, 1 foot at a time, both feet at a time. Get playful with it. Still building strength, but also inviting a little fun into it. On an exhale, release your heels. Let your hands drop all the way towards the earth, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bring your palms all the way down to your mat. Now you can play with hopping your feet all the way back into your plank when you're ready. Hop it back. Pelvis reaches towards the earth's strong core. Now we're going to move through a little chaturanga series. If you would like to lift your right foot up in the air and do this with that 1 foot lifted, you're welcome to invite in that extra challenge. On an exhale, lower halfway to the earth. And then inhale, come into that upward facing dog. If you're keeping that right heel lifted, keep it lifted here. And then on an exhale, everybody meet in 3-legged dog, right heel to the sky. Go ahead and slide your right knee into your chest. Take a moment here before you step your right foot forward. Just engage your core. And then step your right foot in between your hands. If you need to walk that foot forward with your right hand, you have that available to you. And go ahead and rotate towards the left side of your mat. So I'm just gonna switch around so I can face towards the camera, but we're all basically coming into a wide-legged forward fold facing the left side of the mat. And bring your hands out wide, so bring your arms parallel to the earth. On an inhale, let's rise. Again with the torso, use the strength of your core, and then point your fingertips to as if you were in a room and there were corners of the room. We're really expanding in all directions. On an exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Rotate your right toes towards the top of your mat. Bend into that right knee. You can walk your left foot a little bit closer towards your right. So we're prepping for a half moon. Another opportunity to leap into something, play with a little leap of faith. Bring your left hand to your hip. Firmly press into your right leg, straighten that leg out, and then when you're ready, you can hop your left heel into the sky. Feel free to, if you're feeling wobbly, bring your toes down and then bring them back up. It's really wobbly on this ground here, so I am there with you if you're feeling that wobble. Lift your heel into the sky, reach your right fingertips towards the earth. And then option to play with lifting your left fingertips towards the sky. Open your heart towards the side. And then on an exhale, you can gently lower your left foot all the way down. Come into your warrior two. Take a pause, take a breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Rotate your toes towards the side of your mat. So again, just coming into this wide-legged stance. And then start to leap your feet a little bit closer towards you. Heels in, toes slightly out. So just a little bit wider than hip width distance. And we're going to drop into a malasana. So start to bend through your knees. Let your hips start to drop low. There might be a little point here. You're going to start to initially feel a lot of strength and your muscles start to really activate. If you have the space to keep going lower, there is a point where you will start to feel support from the different parts of your body and it's a little bit less strenuous on your quad muscles. So either option is available to you, whether you want to get that strength building here or you want to get that hip opening all the way down into your malasana. Bring your palms to your heart. If you have the elbows inside of your legs, you can press them into each other and really get that nice opening of your hips. On an inhale, use the strength of your legs, your core, and then press into your heels, lift all the way up. Beautiful. Rotate towards the top of your mat. We'll all meet in a forward fold there. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Hop your feet back into your plank. Pause there. Again, you have the option on this side. If you'd like to lift the left foot, you've got that available. On an exhale, start to lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale, three-legged dog, left heel lifts to the sky. One breath. Drive your knee, your left knee, into your nose. Maybe even come up onto your right tippy toes. And then step your left foot through. Take a pause. Let your pelvis drop towards the earth. And then rotate your feet all the way over towards the right side this time. So again, forward fold, wide-legged to the right. You've got 2 breaths here. You can find some twists. You can stay in stillness. Take a little time to explore your mat. What do you want to invite into your practice? What do you want to feel? And then we'll all meet in this still wide-legged fold. Bring your arms out to the side, parallel to the earth. Inhale, lift your torso all the way up. Fingertips reach towards the sky, big open star. On an exhale, rotate your left toes towards the top of your mat. Sink into a warrior 2. And then you can bring your hands to your heart, hop your right foot forwards, and then we'll give our half moon a try on the side. So your right hand can come to your hip. When you're ready, lean a little forward. If you need to adjust on your mat, go for it. And then just play with lifting your right heel into the earth. If you really want to exaggerate that leap, you can kind of press your right foot forwards. Maybe give you a little extra balance challenge that way. Again, your left arm can reach towards the earth. Right arm can optionally extend towards the sky. You got 1 more breath to play on this side. And then on your next exhale, lower your right foot very gently. Come into your warrior 2 for 1 breath. Keep that bend in your front knee. And then rotate your hips to the side again. Hands can come towards your heart. Once more, leap your feet a little bit closer towards your body, and we'll take it down into Malasana once more. So keep tucking your tailbone as you come down into your squat. That's going to help protect your low back. As you come all the way down, you have the option this time to reach your right hand to the inside of your right thigh, right fingertips kind of come towards the side to open your hip a little bit more. Your left fingertips can stretch up and open towards the sky. On an exhale, release your left hand towards the earth, right fingertips lift to the sky. So every time we reach and open, we're getting that chance to connect to those ever-expanding, bigger picture dreams. On an exhale, lower your right hand all the way down. Hands can come towards your heart center. On an inhale, go ahead and lift all the way up. Go ahead and face towards the top of your mat. Come into a forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your palms. You got another option here to leap those feet all the way back. High plank. 2 breaths. See if there's any more option in your body to find a deeper alignment between your tailbone, the crown of your head, your heels. What does that mean for you? What does that look like or feel like for you? And then on an exhale, let your knees relax towards the earth. Bring your palms about under your shoulders and have the chance to play with that little leap of faith energy as we practice a crow. So you can find a good foundation for your palms. Come up onto the soles of your feet. I kind of find that this is one of the easier ways to get into it, at least for my body, but start to bend through your elbows, so creating a shelf there so that you will be able to rest your knees on it. Our crow is more about balance, less about strength. So just play here with maybe reaching forwards onto your toes, coming back onto your heels. At any point, if you want a little break, you can let your hips relax. The next time as you rock forward, really try to get your forearms about parallel to the earth. And then start to lift one foot into the air, and then lower it and then lift the other foot. Of course, if you're already familiar with crow and you just want to hop into it, then go for it. You're welcome to stay here, just exploring that 1 foot up at a time. But otherwise, if you want to give it a go, then reach 1 foot up and then the other. Just make sure to keep your gaze looking forwards. And with any balance pose, if you come out of it, then just play with getting back into it. When you're ready, you can lower your toes all the way onto the earth. Come into a really supportive tabletop position. Go ahead and flip your right fingertips toward your body. Just roll out the wrist just a little bit. And then reverse your circles there, just letting the wrist massage. And then you can flip onto that palm, rotate your left fingertips towards you, take a few gentle movements. And then reverse. Come back onto your left palm. We'll take it into pigeon. So you can reach your right knee behind your right wrist, open your right foot towards the left, and then start to reach your pelvis a little bit closer towards the earth. So as your pelvis reaches, you might find that your left toes can come back in space just a little bit more. As you press your pelvis down, open your heart forwards. Before we move into relaxed pigeon, if you would like to give king pigeon a try, you'll place your right palm beneath your chest, reach your left heel into your glute, and then rotate your left hand, grab the top of that foot, and then twist over towards the left. So really engaging a lot of different areas of the body here. Right hip, left psoas, left quad. You got this nice spinal twist in the mix. Just tune into some of those sensations. On an exhale, gently release your foot. You can come on down to your forearms and find a few breaths to relax into it. Sometimes sensations like self-doubt, mistrust can end up getting in the way of us, aligning with those bigger picture dreams or goals. but just allowing ourselves to become aware of those moments when we feel those, and see about leaning into the faith and the trust. Maybe pushing outside of your comfort zone just a little bit. If you want to explore this practice again, it is here for you. And go ahead and bring your weight up onto your palms, look forwards, and then we'll gently just bring your knees, go ahead and bring them close to one another into your tabletop, and we'll take it into pigeon on the left side. So find your alignment. Take a little check-in with your hips, your toes, your heart. And then you have the option to hang out here, feeling this really nice low back stretch and strengthening as you open your heart forwards. Or you can come into King Pigeon, press your left palm down, reach your right hand to the top of that right foot, take a little twist. And what would it feel like to really embody your biggest picture dreams and your visions? Can you step into some of those feelings now? Maybe finding a little inner smile. Go ahead and release your right foot. Come all the way down onto your right palm and then lower onto your forearms. Relax your chin toward your chest. Take a few cleansing breaths. So inhale through the nose, exhales through your mouth. Notice if there's anything you can let go of now that, like I mentioned earlier, might be getting in the way of you really fully aligning to your visions. Letting go of fear, doubt, uncertainty. Leaning into love, trust. Take one more big inhale. And take one more big exhale. Come onto your palms, bring your knees to meet at the middle of your mat tabletop position. Just take a few circles with your hips. Choose one way to move. And then reverse. Okay, reach your feet out behind you, come into plank, lift your hips into the sky, downward facing dog. You have the option to hop your feet forward. One last chance here to leap forward through this portal to the other side, leaping to the top of your mat. Go ahead and roll back onto your tailbone, coming into a seated position. If you want to take any rocks forward and back, you're welcome to. If you would like to move into a Shavasana, I highly recommend it if you have the time. Otherwise, if you're ready to get moving, just find a supportive, easy seat on your mat. Let your palms rest on your thighs, soften down your eyelids. Just take a few breaths. You can bring your palms to meet at heart center, bring them into an Anjali Mudra. Closing out our practice here, it has been an honor to be your guide through this leap day flow. I'll see you in another 4 years. Namaste.
As the leap year yogi concludes its sacred ritual, it settles easefully into a final meditative pose. The yogi feels a deep sense of peace, joy, and gratitude. Once it is ready, it will return to its den, where it will sleep for another 4 years until the next leap year day. In a peculiar way, the leap year yogi enters a portal, leaping into a future time and space. The winds may change, the rivers may shift, the forest may transform, but to the yogi, this matters not. All it knows is that it will be there with its mat, its poses, and its ritual.